Hi, everyone. Wow, it is so good to be here with you today. I hope you are all doing fantastic wherever you are in the world right now. Welcome to Open Minds Talks, the place where we slow down a little bit, chat about life, and try to understand ourselves just a little bit better. I'm Anna, and today, honestly, I have a really special episode for you. We are going to talk about something that is super relevant for everyone, especially students or anyone with a busy life.
Hey, Anna. It is so good to be back. I was just telling you before we pressed record, I love coming to the studio. It feels like such a safe, calm space.
Aw, I am so glad to hear that, Thomas. And yeah, having you here always makes the conversation better. You know, today we are tackling a big, heavy topic, but we want to make it feel lighter and easier to handle. We are talking about stress, how to manage it, how to live with it, and how to still be happy even when life gets crazy.
Yeah, I think everyone listening knows that feeling, right? That feeling of your chest getting tight or your mind just racing with 1,000 thoughts. It's something we all share. It's a universal human experience.
Exactly. It is universal. But here at Open Minds Talks, we believe that talking about it is the first step to fixing it. So grab a cup of tea, maybe sit down somewhere comfortable, and just breathe. We're so happy you are here with us.
I think that's a great start, just taking a moment to breathe. You know, Anna, I was reading something interesting the other day. It said that stress isn't actually the enemy. It's just our body's way of trying to protect us. But sometimes that protection system gets a little bit too loud.
That's a really interesting way to look at it. Like an alarm system that won't turn off?
Exactly, like a fire alarm that goes off just because you burnt some toast. It's loud, it's scary, but there's no real fire, you know?
I love that analogy. Burnt toast stress. That's perfect. So today we are going to explore how to turn down the volume on that alarm. But before we dive deep into all of that, I want to make sure everyone knows how to stay connected with us.
Oh yes, we love hearing from you guys. It really makes our day when we see a comment or a message from a listener.
Absolutely. So if you're enjoying the show, please do take a quick second to subscribe to Open Minds Talks. It really helps us keep going. And hit that like button too. It's such a small thing, but it makes a huge difference for us. Also, if you know someone who's maybe feeling a bit overwhelmed lately, why not share this episode with them? It might be exactly what they need to hear today.
Sharing is caring, right? We really appreciate every single one of you. You guys are the best.
You are the best. Okay, Thomas, I have my notebook here, I have a nice cup of tea, and I am feeling ready. Are you ready to get started?
I was born ready. Let's do it.
Awesome. So let's start with the basics. I think sometimes the word stress is used for everything, like, I'm stressed because I lost my pen, or I'm stressed because it's raining. But Thomas, when you think about real stress, stress that affects your health, what does that look like for you?
That's a good question. I think for me, it's that feeling of being overwhelmed, like you're standing at the bottom of a huge mountain and you have to climb it, but you don't have any shoes and it's getting dark. It's that feeling of, I can't handle this.
Oh, wow. I can really feel that image. The mountain with no shoes. That's scary.
Yeah, and it's interesting because, well, let's think about it. That feeling doesn't come from the mountain itself, does it? It comes from thinking, I can't do this. It's the gap between what we have to do and what we think we can do.
That's such a wise way to put it. It's the gap. So if we close the gap, the stress goes down. Is that the secret?
I wish it was that simple. But yes, partly. We can either make the mountain smaller or we can get better shoes. We can change the situation or we can change how we see the situation.
I like that, changing how we see it. That reminds me of a story I heard once. It was about a teacher who drew a black dot on a whiteboard. She asked the students what they saw, and they all said, a black dot. But she said, no, look at all the white space. It's like we focus so much on the problem, the black dot, that we forget about everything else that's okay.
Oh, I love that story. That's beautiful. It's so true, isn't it? We focus on the one thing that's wrong. Maybe we got a bad grade on one test, so we think we're bad students. We ignore the fact that we're healthy, we have friends, we have a bed to sleep in. We forget the white space.
Exactly. So maybe step one in managing stress is just shifting our focus. But Thomas, for a student who's listening right now and they're right in the middle of exam week and they feel like they're drowning, that's easy to say, but hard to do, right?
Oh, absolutely. I've been there. You know, when I was in school, I remember there was this one week I had 3 big exams, a paper due, and I was also working a part-time job. I felt like I was underwater. I couldn't breathe.
Oh no, that sounds terrible. What did you do? Did you just panic?
Well, I did panic for a little bit. I remember sitting at my desk, just staring at a book, and the words were swimming. I think I cried a little bit, if I'm being honest.
Aw, it's okay to cry though, right? Sometimes a good cry helps.
Yeah, definitely. It's a release. But then I realized that sitting there crying wasn't going to make me learn the information, so I had to stop. I literally stood up, walked away from the desk, and I made a cup of tea.
A cup of tea, the classic solution.
Yes, tea solves a lot of problems. But seriously, it was about taking a break. I think students often feel like they have to keep pushing, pushing, pushing. If I study for 10 hours straight, I'll be fine. But actually, your brain just stops working after a while.
That's such a good point. It's like running a marathon. You can't sprint the whole way, right? You have to pace yourself. So taking breaks are actually productive, not a waste of time.
Exactly. And not just any breaks, not scrolling through social media because that can sometimes make you feel more stressed comparing yourself to others, but real breaks, going for a walk, listening to music, petting a dog.
Speaking of dogs, I was walking in the park yesterday and I saw a guy playing fetch with his dog. That dog was so happy, just running in circles. He didn't care about his job or his emails. He was just happy to be running. I thought, I want to be like that dog.
That's a great goal. Be like the dog. Honestly, animals are great teachers for stress management. They live in the moment. They don't worry about what happened yesterday or what might happen tomorrow.
True. So tip number 1, be like a dog. Just kidding. But really, take real breaks. What's tip number 2, Thomas? Let's think about someone who has trouble sleeping because of stress. That's very common.
Ah, sleep. Yes, sleep is huge. You know, there is this connection between your body and your mind. If your body is tired and stressed, your mind cannot relax. And if your mind is racing, your body cannot sleep. It is a circle, a bad circle.
A vicious cycle. So how do we break that cycle?
Well, this might sound boring, but routine. Your body loves routine. It likes to know when to wake up and when to sleep. If you are going to bed at 10 p.m. one night and 2 a.m. the next night, your body gets confused. It's like jet lag without the travel.
That makes sense. And I think screens play a big part in this too, right? Looking at our phones in bed.
Oh, big time. The blue light from the phone tricks your brain into thinking it is daytime. So my tip is simple but hard to do. No phone in the bedroom. Buy an old-fashioned alarm clock. Let your bedroom be a place for sleep and rest only, not for reading emails or checking the news.
I am guilty of checking my phone first thing in the morning. Before I even say good morning, I check Instagram.
Me too. It is a bad habit. But imagine if, instead of looking at your phone, you just took 5 deep breaths and stretched. How would that change your morning?
I think it would make the morning much calmer, less rush, less noise.
Yes, less noise. And speaking of noise, let's talk about the noise in our heads, the negative thoughts. I'm not good enough. I'm going to fail. Everyone else is doing better than me. That voice can be very loud.
Oh, we all have that voice, the inner critic. It's very mean. Sometimes my inner critic sounds like a strict teacher from a horror movie. You didn't study enough. You're lazy.
I know exactly what you mean. But here's a truth that I learned. Thoughts are not facts. Just because you think something doesn't mean it is true. You can have a thought that says, I'm a failure, but that doesn't make you a failure. It's just a thought passing through your mind, like a cloud in the sky.
Oh, I like that image. A cloud in the sky. You don't have to chase the cloud. You don't have to grab it. You just watch it float by.
Yes, that is called mindfulness. It's a big word, but the idea is simple. It means paying attention to the present moment without judging it. If you feel stressed, instead of fighting it and saying, "Go away, stress," you just say, "Oh, I am feeling stressed right now. That is interesting. My chest feels tight."
So you accept it.
Exactly. You accept the feeling, because when you fight it, it gets stronger. Have you ever tried to push a beach ball underwater?
Yeah, it pops back up and hits you in the face.
Exactly. Stress is like that beach ball. If you push it down, it comes back stronger. If you just let it float, it eventually loses its air and settles down.
That is such a good lesson. Don't fight the feeling. Let it float. Okay, so we have take real breaks, get good sleep, and don't fight your feelings. What else? What about food? I know when I'm stressed, I just want to eat chocolate and pizza.
Comfort food. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of chocolate, Anna. But you know what they say, you are what you eat. If you eat heavy, greasy food all the time, your body has to work hard to digest it. You feel slow and tired. And if your body feels slow, you feel more stressed.
True. I notice that when I drink too much coffee, I get jittery. My hands shake and my heart beats fast. It feels like anxiety, but it's actually just caffeine.
Yes, caffeine is a stimulant. It mimics the symptoms of stress. So if you are already stressed, adding 5 cups of coffee is like pouring gasoline on a fire.
Ah, good point. Drink water instead. Boring, but true.
Yes, water is life. Hydrate your brain.
Okay, let's shift gears a little bit. I want to talk about social stress. A lot of our listeners are students, maybe learning a new language, maybe living in a new city. That can be very stressful. The pressure to fit in, to speak perfectly, to make friends.
Oh, that's a huge one. The fear of judgment. I think that's one of the biggest stressors for people. We're so worried about what other people think of us. If I make a mistake in English, they will laugh at me.
Right, but let me tell you a secret, Thomas. Most people aren't thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves.
That is the truest thing ever said. We are the main character in our own movie, but we're just an extra in everyone else's movie. If I trip and fall in the street, I might be embarrassed for 5 minutes, but other people, they will forget about it in 10 seconds because they're worrying about their own problems.
That is so liberating, though. It means we can relax. We don't have to be perfect.
No, nobody is perfect. And actually, people like us more when we're imperfect. It makes us human. If someone speaks English perfectly with no mistakes, they might seem a bit robotic, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I like people who are genuine, who laugh at their own mistakes.
Exactly. So if you're stressed about speaking English, just remember, it's okay to make mistakes. It's part of the game. Every mistake is just a step forward.
I love that attitude. Every mistake is a step forward. I'm going to write that down. Okay, let's think about time management. I feel like "I don't have time" is the most common sentence in the modern world.
Oh, tell me about it. We are all so busy. But you know, Anna, we all have the same amount of time. Beyoncé has 24 hours, you have 24 hours, I have 24 hours. It's not about having time, it's about making time. It's about priorities.
Priorities. That's a powerful word. So if something is important to you, you make time for it. But the problem is, everything feels important. My homework is important, my job is important, my family is important, my health is important.
Right. You can't do everything at 100% all the time. Something has to give. I like to use the metaphor of a glass jar. Imagine you have a big glass jar and you have some big rocks, some small pebbles, and some sand.
Okay, I have my jar.
Good. Now, if you put the sand in first, and then the pebbles, and then try to put the big rocks in, they won't fit. The jar is full of sand. But if you put the big rocks in first, the most important things, like your health, your sleep, your key relationships, then you can pour in the pebbles, and the sand will fill in the gaps. Everything fits.
Wow, that's brilliant. So the big rocks are the non-negotiables, the things that keep you sane.
Yes, if you don't put the big rocks in first, they get left behind. You sacrifice your sleep, you skip your meals, you stop seeing friends. And that's when stress takes over.
So we need to identify our big rocks. What's a big rock for you, Thomas?
For me, a big rock is exercise. Even if it's just a 20-minute walk, if I don't move my body, I feel stressed. My brain gets foggy. So that goes in the jar first.
Nice. For me, I think my big rock is quiet time. Just 10 minutes of sitting and doing nothing. No reading, no listening, just being. It sounds easy, but it is actually very hard for me.
Oh, I understand that. We are so used to being entertained or stimulated. Doing nothing feels like wasting time, but it is actually the best investment you can make for your mental health.
Let's talk about that investment. Sometimes when we are stressed, we feel guilty about taking care of ourselves. We feel like we should be working instead of resting. It is like a guilt trap.
Oh, the guilt trap. It is deep. I should be studying. I should be cleaning. I should be more productive. But here's the truth. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If you're exhausted, you are no good to anyone.
You cannot pour from an empty cup. I need to get that tattooed on my forehead. It is so true. If I am tired and grumpy, I am not a good friend, not a good student, not a good worker. Rest is productive.
Yes, rest is a responsibility, not a reward. You don't have to earn rest by working hard. You need rest just because you're a human being.
That is a beautiful thought. We need to hear that more often. Okay, Thomas, I want to ask you about something else. What about when stress comes from outside, like things we can't control? Bad news, weather, other people's actions? How do we manage that?
Ah, the art of surrender. This is the hardest lesson. There's a famous prayer by an American theologian, Reinhold Niebuhr. It goes, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference.
Oh, that is beautiful. The serenity to accept the things I cannot change. That is wisdom right there.
It is. So much of our stress comes from trying to control things that are uncontrollable. We want the rain to stop. We want the traffic to disappear. We want other people to behave the way we want. But we can't.
It's like trying to push a river uphill.
Exactly. It's exhausting. So the trick is to focus on what you can control. You can't control the rain, but you can control if you bring an umbrella. You can't control the traffic, but you can control what music you listen to while you wait.
That shifts the power back to you. You go from being a victim to being an agent. You have choices.
Precisely. Even in a bad situation, you always have a choice of how you react. That is the ultimate freedom.
I like that. The ultimate freedom. Okay, let's take a breath for a second. I want to circle back to something simple. Laughter. We haven't talked about laughter enough.
Yes, laughter is the best medicine. Literally, when you laugh, your body releases endorphins. These are natural feel-good chemicals. They lower cortisol, which is the stress hormone.
So watching a funny movie is actually good for my health.
100%. Call it doctor's orders. Watch one episode of Friends, call me in the morning.
I love that prescription. I will take it.
And it connects back to the social part of stress. Laughing with someone is even better than laughing alone. It builds a bond. It reminds you that you're not alone.
Yes, connection is key. Sometimes when I am stressed, I want to isolate myself. I want to hide under the covers and not talk to anyone. But that usually makes it worse.
Yeah, that's the cave instinct. We want to hide. But humans are social animals. We need our tribe. We need to feel understood. Just saying, I'm having a really hard day to a friend can lift a huge weight off your shoulders.
Vulnerability is strength, not weakness.
Exactly. It takes courage to say, I need help. But if you do, you'll find that most people are kind and want to help.
That's a nice thought. The world is generally kind. Sometimes the news makes us think it's scary, but most people are just trying to do their best.
Right. I think if we focus on the good in people, it reduces our own stress. We stop seeing the world as a threat.
Okay, we have covered a lot. We talked about the beach ball, the big rocks, the tea, the dogs.
It's been a good chat.
It really has. But before we start wrapping up, is there one final piece of advice you would give to someone who is listening right now, maybe in the middle of a panic attack?
If you're in a panic right now, stop everything. Stop listening to me, stop moving. Just put your feet on the floor.
Feel the ground. It's there. It's solid. And take a deep breath. In for 4 seconds, hold for 4, and out for 4.
Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4.
See? You're here. You're safe. The panic is just a feeling. It will pass. It always does.
Thank you, Thomas. That is very grounding. I feel calmer just doing that.
Me too.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. It went by so fast. I could talk about this forever.
I know, right? It's such a big topic, but I feel like we covered the important bits. Just remember to be kind to yourself, everyone.
Yes, be kind to yourself. You're doing better than you think. And thank you all so much for listening to Open Minds Talks.
Before you go, remember to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you liked this episode, please leave us a review. It helps us so much. And tell your friends.
Absolutely. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, interaction time. We want to hear from you. We want to practice our English together.
Yes, this is where you guys get involved. We have a little challenge for you today. It's simple but powerful.
Okay, here's the question. We want you to think about the big rocks we talked about today. What is one thing that is absolutely essential for your mental health? Is it sleep? Is it reading? Is it walking?
Go ahead and type it in the comments below. Tell us, my big rock is, and finish the sentence. For example, I would say, my big rock is my morning coffee.
That's a good one. I would say my big rock is my evening walk. So let's see yours. We can't wait to read them. And don't forget, practice makes perfect. Writing in English is a great way to learn.
Also, just for fun, here's a this or that question. It's a quick one. When you're stressed, do you prefer to be alone to recharge, or do you prefer to talk to a friend? Comment alone or friend below.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think I'm friend. I need to vent. What about you, Thomas?
I think I'm alone. I need a little silence, but it depends. Okay, guys, let's see the results. Alone or friend? Vote now.
Yes, let us know. We're going to read through the comments after the show and reply to as many as we can. We love seeing your notifications pop up. It makes our day. Thank you again for being part of Open Minds Talks. Until next time, take a deep breath and be kind to your mind.
Bye, everyone. See you next time.
Bye.